Our next activity for math today is going to be practicing word problems. Word problems that have multiplication or division. So we know that we can solve both of these by using our targets. We know that we can think about our smart equations. So you are going to need to pull out your math boards.
Pull out your math board, pull out your math board, pull out your math board.
And we're going to get started. Our first one is about Ms. Chang. Oh, it's Mrs. Chang, excuse me. Mrs. Chang bought 8 pairs of mittens. How many individual mittens did she buy? Who would like to read it the second time for me here? And this time I'm listening for my numbers. Let's find our numbers in the problem and we're going to go ahead and mark them. Keegan, loud and proud for me.
Miss Chen bought 8 pairs of mittens.
Anybody hear a number?
How many individual mittens did she buy?
Good. What number did you hear?
8.
8. So go ahead. I'm going to circle 8. If you're at home, you can circle it in your packet if you want to, or you can just keep listening. What was some key words that you heard that are going to tell us? Because we can't do a problem if it's just one number. Is there kind of some hidden language in there that we know means an amount of things? Skylar, did you catch any key words in there that tell us some more information? How many? Good. How many individual mittens? That tells me my label. And I'm going to just skip individual and just say mittens because if I just use the word mittens, that still tells me just individuals. Gunnar, do you see any sneaky language that tells me what I need to do with my 8? There's a word in there that we talked about yesterday when we're dealing with 2s. And I heard it as sneaky language. Pairs. What does pairs always mean?
Pairs. Like 2.
It's a group of 2, right? So if it's 8 pairs, that means it's like 8 groups of 2. Oh my goodness, my friends.
8 divided by 2.
If it's 8 pairs, it's like 8 groups of 2. So what would my equation be if it's like 8 groups of 2?
2 divided by 8.
Listen to that language again. 8 groups of 2. How do we always write that, Brielle?
8 divided by 2.
8 times 2. Very good. 8 groups of 2. Please write that on your board. 8 times 2. Whenever we say there's groups of something, you're going to write it as a multiplication equation. And my friends, remember you're using your markers also on your desks today. We're going to wipe them off. Alrighty. 8 times 2. We still need to find the answer to this problem. So who has a good strategy for how I can solve 8 times 2? Skylar.
8 plus 8.
You could do 8 plus 8. Ooh, you kind of flipped it, like 2 times 8. 8 plus 8. What else could you do, Maddie? You could do 8 little groups and put 2 dots in them and count them all up. Yeah. Jade, do you have another strategy? Those repeated additions? Like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2? Oh, not like that. Say it again. Oh, like list your count bys? Oh my goodness, I love that idea. So let's all practice that one. Ready? We're going to list our count bys, which you could just do on your fingers, but I like the idea of listing them out because once we get to bigger numbers, we're going to use that strategy a lot. So Jade had the idea. Let's list. Count with me. 2, 4,
6, 8, 10.
Now, pause one moment. One sneaky thing is when we practiced this with divisions yesterday, we stopped when we got to 8 because it was our target number. Today we were going to do it 8 times. So I'm going to jot 8 little dots really quick to make sure that I do it enough times. So I've got, here's my first count by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got to do 3 more. 6, 7, 8. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So let's go ahead and count again. 2, 4,
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
Ooh, so 8 times 2 is
16.
16. Right.
Mittens.
16 what?
Mittens.
Oh, 16 mittens. And I hope I spelled mittens right. Why would I be expected to spell it correctly?
Because it's in the story.
It's in the story. You already marked it up in the story, right? You can go ahead and erase.
Erase. Erase.
Dana. Can you
Erase.
go to the bathroom again? We're going to look at, let's see. Do I want to deal with crayons or flashcards? Dun, 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 dun. Let's do crayons.
Yes.
Let's talk about Brian, and I got to erase my board.
Erase.
Numero 6.
Numero 6.
Brian, I gotta move this some more so you guys can see it.
Brian divided.
Brian divided 10 crayons equally between his 2 sisters. How many crayons did each girl get?
Divided.
Ooh, Keegan heard a keyword, divided. Yes, I'm gonna mark that one up. I'm sorry, Emerson.
Not me.
Emerson heard it. What else? Who else got some key information that we should be marking up? Helping us out here. Miss Braylon. Say that again. Oh, she divided them equally. So that means I'm going to probably do some equal shares, right? If I'm dividing it equally, I'm splitting it up equally. What else, Jade? How many crayons? Good. We've got our label. We know what we're talking about. Eli? It is kind of like that, isn't it? Because when we're multiplying, good observation, when we're multiplying, we're just adding it again and again and again. And when we're dividing, we're subtracting that amount over and over and over. It's like repeated subtraction. Man, that was a really smart brain point. What do you say? That's a good observation to help you out. Okay. I'm still missing, like, how much I'm dealing with. Nobody's told me that key information yet. Friends, what is the number that they gave us? 10 and... Did they give us another number?
No.
It's sneaky. It's not written like a number. It's written in word
Two.
form. 2. Okay. We said equal shares. Who can help me represent this problem with a drawing? If he divided his 10 crayons equally between his 2 sisters, how would I represent that? Would I use equal shares or equal groups?
Equal groups.
Remember, when I do equal groups, I only know my small numbers and I'm making them grow. And if I know my total to start, then I'm going to put my total on top and share it out.
Equal shares.
I think equal shares sounds smart too. So what is my total that we start with? Let's see. I better start getting my randomizer out because I'm hearing some same friends over and over and over. Miss Ryland, how many total crayons does Brian start with? 10. Total goes on top. So everybody put your 10 on top. Box it up for our equal shares drawing. Once we have that total, we got this keyword that we're going to divide it equally. Do we know how many groups we're going to divide it into? Gunner. 2, because he's just got 2 sisters. So go ahead and divide it down into your 2 groups. Looks like we've got those cherries again, doesn't it? We're dividing it down into 2 groups, and they just want to know, how many did each girl get? So what do I need to do? I need to count my dots and my pictures. Are you ready to count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Likewise, how many ended up in each group? 5. And so how many crayons did each girl get? 5 crayons. Now here's what's sneaky. I don't just need my answer and my label. I need an equation, answer, and label. So who can give me an equation for this picture? If I had 10 and I split it into 2 equal groups, Miss Ellie.
10 times 5.
Let's see. If I did 10 times 5, then I would have like 10 whole groups of 5.
10 times
So
2.
instead of multiplying,
10 times 2.
I kind of
Divided
split it
by
up.
2.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of Ellies in the room right now. If I split it up, am I multiplying or am I dividing?
Dividing.
I'm dividing. So, how many groups did I divide it into?
5. And then 2.
2. Bingo. So, Ellie, you're on the right track. We're going to do 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2
Equals 5 grams.
equals 5 crayons. Bingo. Go ahead and pause that one. Well, we have learned 3 different types of drawings, and we've only done one today. So we know equal groups, we know equal shares. Who remembers the third type of drawing that we've learned how to do? When things are kind of organized or arranged in certain ways, we can draw arrays. So listen to this next problem and see if it's going to be like that, okay? So we're going to talk about RE. And I'm going to read it once, and then I'll be looking for a friend to read it for me. I might need to zoom out just a hair here. Okay. Follow along with your reading eyeballs. Ari arranged his bottle cap collection into 9 rows with 2 bottle caps in each row. How many bottle caps are in his collection? I want all of you to read it with me this time. Are you ready? I'll slow down a hair. Ari arranged his bottle cap collection into 9 rows with 2 bottle caps in each row. How many bottle caps are in his collection? Who heard some keywords there? Some key information we need to mark up. Keegan.
There were 2 bottle caps in each row.
Ooh, 2 bottle caps in each row. That's important for us to know. So that means there are rows of 2.
And in each
Braylon.
Arrange, so we have to use an array.
Ooh, arranged usually means array. And we have to be careful because it's not just the word arranged, but when you hear words like rows and columns, that definitely means an array. Good ears. Ellie?
bottle caps.
Ooh, how many bottle caps? Good. We know what we're talking about for our label. Now there's a little bit more key information because right now I only have 1 number marked. Hendrix, what's left? 9 rows. Ooh, that's a big deal. There we got our rows. Rows and so many in each row. So, how can I represent this problem? If he arranges it into 9 rows, what do I need to do, Miss Jade? Good. If it's 9 rows, and this is the sneaky part, you guys know that rows go this way. So we want to put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But that actually makes it so that there would be 9 in that row. So whenever they tell you how many rows, we line them up like buttons. What do you do if they tell you how many rows?
You line them up.
Holy cannolis, I'm getting zombies. What do you do if they tell you how many rows? Okay, get your 9 buttons all lined up on your desk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my 9 rows. How many, do we know how many go in each row? Ellie,
2.
there's 2 in each row. Don't forget to count the one that's already there. So you're just gonna make it, just add another column there. Now the fun part about our array drawings is that we know that we can just label it as something by something, right? And it tells us our equation really easily. So go ahead and count those up and see if you can tell me what my equation would be to solve this one.
9 times 2.
When you think you have it, put your hand on your head. Make sure this is one. Who can tell me what my equation would be? If it's a something by something, what would my multiplication equation be for this one? Go for it.
18 times 2.
Ooh, I heard a number in there that I think you already have found our answer for our total. But how many tall is this? How many rows did we have?
9.
There's 9 on the side, and you were totally right. 2 on top, so my equation is
9 times.
brilliant. Okay, who wants to get fancy here? Instead of an X, what's another way that I can write my multiplication equation?
Star.
I can use the star or the asterisk, so let's go ahead and do that one this time. 9 times 2, and it means the same thing. 9 times 2 equals, I know Ellie already got it. What's my product, Girlie?
18.
18.
Button caps.
Bottle caps.
Bottle caps.
Bottle caps, absolutely. When you have that written down, you may erase, and we'll move on to homework and remembering after our next break. Good work, friends.